What is good, family? Out here on the grind again. Well, technically on my way back from the grind. I'm headed back home, but I gotta talk about the whole thing with the boy Anton D, yeah, your boy Corey. I done heard a lot of people talk about it so far, and I actually made two videos about it, and I didn't like either one of them, so I didn't even post it. And then I got a chance to check out the whole thing a second time, and now I'm seeing that it is a very, very clear divide between the comments and the reactions, and it's because we live in a generation of a lot of fatherless men, so they just don't get it. And unfortunately, it's some people that's never gonna get it. And it was one of the things that Corey said that stood out the most was, I can't teach it to you, and I don't know if you ever will get it. And I don't think Anton ever will. Basically what was happening in this interview was Corey took the position of that older uncle that had to check that teenager whose balls dropped and thought he was big bad stuff. That's basically what this was. And the reason why I can say it is because age-wise, they are 13 years apart. So that means when Anton was 14, Corey would have been 27. Because Anton now is 44, Corey Holcomb's 57. That means the second that Anton started to hit puberty, when his nuts dropped, Corey would have already been out in the world and had lived life as an adult. And we all know that teenage men or young men get to that age and they start to think they're the toughest person on the planet. And if you're lucky, you have a father, some uncles, a grandfather, some mentors to check you and put you back in your place when you start to misstep among men. You think because you getting taller and you growing muscles that you on the same playing field as them, and you just aren't. And this is everything Corey was trying to demonstrate in that conversation. And I'm noticing a lot of people just missing it, and it's because, again, we live in a generation of massively fatherless men. The fact that Anton completely could not grasp the fact that him telling him it's one thing online, but it's different in person, he's stuck on, I'm the same everywhere. That was never the point. The point was, you can get away with saying crazy stuff in comment sections, which is why people do it. But real men know you can't get away with saying crazy stuff in person because you could lose some teeth that way. That's what he was trying to say. And then I didn't even peep the part where he was saying, when a man come in front of me with a woman that's not his wife, I'm looking at him sideways, because they don't reveal until the end that Anton had a woman with him that he did not introduce as his wife. And I can tell you for a fact that is how men see you. I know because I have several friends that are business owners, successful business owners. And I got several mentors that's OGs. And amongst my circle, maybe half of us are married. And all of my OGs make sure that I respect my marriage. And they don't play around with people disrespecting their marriage. I know people who will stop doing business with somebody that disrespects their marriage. Why? Because as a man, if you willing to disrespect your wife, you willing to disrespect everybody. Especially if you a man in Anton's position, because Anton claims that he believes in the Bible and he a Christian first. Everybody unanimously agrees, except for women, that the ranking order goes God, spouse, children, family, friends, work, etc. This is accepted amongst people who are atheists, agnostic, everything. So if you lead with you as a Christian and you disrespect your wife, why would anybody think you're going to respect anything else? Your values is from the gate off. And so I didn't know the first time I watched it why Corey was saying what he was saying, and why he said, "You a smart man, I think you know what I'm talking about," and why he reacted the way he did when he said, "I don't know what you're talking about." I had to go back and look at Anton's body language when he was saying it, and you could tell he was massively uncomfortable, because he could tell he was talking directly to him, but he was trying his best to be nice about it and not call it out. And I think that's why Anton got so mad and went like redlined the second time, because he realized, yo, he low-key calling me out, but he's doing it in a way to sun me out of it, and I can't just like, because he tried to say, no, just say directly what you're saying, and then I could counter it. No. Like I said, without making this extra long, Corey came from the position of an OG schooling a young cat that don't know nothing. And is Anton a young cat chronologically? No. He's only a year younger than me. But mentally, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I saw somewhere he was saying, like, yeah, we in Detroit, we fade all day. Fighting your loved ones ain't the same. Because you know they're not going to try to put you in a body bag. It's not the same. At all. Fighting your nephews, it's not the same. You trying to say, I fight my uncles, but you 44. That means your uncles in their 50s and 60s. What? And they not going to try to kill you. It's not the same. And so, it blows my mind for somebody to be from the same city as me to be so out of touch from real man stuff. But, you know, it's one of those things where I always say I did too good a job as a parent, because my son was far removed from street culture, because I put him in a neighborhood to get him removed from it. Like, me and my buddies joke about it all the time, because we from the hood, but our kids ain't hood at all. And so every once in a while, we have to take them to a hood environment so they can look around, see it, hear it, feel that energy, so they understand, like, no, what y'all trying to emulate on TV, you're not about that. But like I said, it's some people who won't get it, and good for you. Good for you. You never had to experience life to that level, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not saying it to shade nobody. It's really not. You don't need to be a tough guy. If you want to be a nerdy rich dude, that's perfectly okay. Like, if you want to be the married guy that don't get girls, that's perfectly okay. Like, if you want to be the smart dude that reads the Bible every day, that's perfectly fine. And this is mainly for young cats. You don't gotta be the thug that gets all the girls and bangs a bunch of chicks. You don't have to. It's not necessary. So like, that's the take that I think people miss. Corey was talking to him like an older uncle that realized that he just don't get it. And the reason why that's important to do is because the way Anton moves will get his teeth knocked out. It's just facts. And I know this because I got them uncles. I got that. My dad is that guy. My OG mentors are that guy. To where, put it like this, and I can close it this way. I talked to one of my OGs about this, and he saw it too. And his words was, when Corey first stood up, that's when the fight started. And I know For my dad, yup. I've seen it happen. I've seen people say the wrong thing too many times. And then by the time my dad got up, we knew to get in between them because we knew the next thing was going to happen was it was going to be fist to face. I've seen it happen way too many times between my OGs, my uncles, my dad. Like, that's what happens. That sitting down, microphone stuff, and Tom was right. That is the way the internet works. That is what happens when you get a rich person that don't want to mess up their money in paying for your lawsuits, legal fees, and doctor bills. But in real life, on some real stuff, like real street stuff, if you want to claim the inner city and stuff, because I'm from Detroit too, you can't make gay comments at a person, and then when they starting to get hyped up and they say, yo, watch that stuff, and you keep doing it, that's how you get swung on real fast. And like I said, I ain't no street dude either, but I'm adjacent to it enough to understand code and how to act and what can happen. And this generation don't get it. And apparently some people from mine don't get it either, because Anton came very close to getting embarrassed. And even if he feel like he can fight, you sitting down with a man stand up and get in your face is the easiest way to get punched and get knocked out your chair. Like, so I'm not gonna say who came out on top of the interaction, whatever, because I do agree with some content creators that just say, you know, it was an unnecessary thing and it didn't need to happen and it's embarrassing because it is. But I think it's a really good learning point for young cats to know, like, everybody don't play like that, and it's not always a thing you can talk your way out of. Some people, when they redline, there is no more talking, and it can go to blows real quick. And catching a fade with somebody who don't know you and don't like you is not at all the same as catching a fade with your cousin at all. One just want to make you shut up. The other wants to make you never breathe again.